There's no light. Does it have a light up?
All right.
External light?
Hey everybody, I'm Greg Howler. I'm here with Crossroads Young Adults, and I'm just going to give you a quick overview of everything we've covered so far this week at Metro Ministries in Brooklyn. When we got here, the first thing we did with them is we went right out on the sidewalk Sunday school. It's where they take the vans, they have a stage, and each van, there's something like 17 vans with multiple stops. They've got this whole thing built and organized where it's just a constant flow of you got teams, and then you've got interns, and then you've got boot campers. This whole discipleship and leadership hierarchy. It's really neat how each person's pouring down in the one below them while still being fed from the Spirit themselves. There's a lot of responsibility and accountability while still giving authority to the people below you, so that there's a respect that is built. There's a lot of different cogs and gears of this ministry. Of course, the most obvious is the sidewalk ministry, the vans. That's what everybody sees. That's where you get the children to come out and the parents that comes out with the children. It's amazing how successful that is. You wouldn't think that just parking a van in the middle of an intersection would attract as many kids as it does, even though they're giving out candy and small gifts and stuff, and then they're preaching a message on the gospel. But it is so effective, and I'm trying to figure out why and how I can get my own ministry back home to grow. And I think I found the key, and I want to share it with you. The most obvious thing is the sidewalk ministry. And then they give away promotional items, but they also have these kids kind of trained to respect the people that are teaching. They do that with a series of positive and negative reinforcement. If they talk, they get a balloon lost. If they lose all their balloons, no prizes. At the end, they give out prizes to the quietest kid, the most respectful kid, the ones that are cheering the loudest, things like that. So they've got positive and negative reinforcements. The interns that are studying under the actual staff help prepare the sermons that the topic is passed down, and they get visual aids and stuff passed down, but there's also a spot where they have to write in their own personalization so that they can connect directly with the people that they are responsible for ministering to in their area. And it's neat how they train the interns in creating sermons, so they themselves have to be in the Spirit. It's not just holding a sign and reading off of it, but they themselves have to be engaged in ministry. And then there's the sidewalk ministry. There's also the busing ministry, and that's getting the kids to the church for teachings and worship. And that's really interesting how they've split up each part of this into its own ministry that's responsible for teaching and growing and developing. And everything from getting the kids to the church, the bus ministry, the people on stage, that's the worship ministry. And then even in the sanctuary itself, keeping the kids quiet is its own ministry. They have it divided up into groups, and there's numbers, and there's people responsible for rewarding and punishing the kids in each area to show them responsibility and leadership, and they pick their own disciples and raise them up. And it's really cool how they have this whole system of authority and responsibility built up. But even that's not what causes the growth. What causes all these kids? How do they consistently get growth every week? There's the kids that come faithfully to these ministries can be brought up for sponsorship. People around the world sponsor kids. It's like $23 per month per kid. And the sponsors can do all sorts of stuff. They can send information letters, money, gifts. They can meet with the kids. And it's all arranged by Metro, who makes sure that there's nothing inappropriate going on or anything dangerous. Like somebody from Switzerland want to sponsor a kid who sent him a Swiss Army knife. Well, that might be a good president in Switzerland, not necessarily here. So they do all sorts of facilitating to make sure everything is safe and God-honoring, while protecting the sponsor and building up the kids' faithful attendance and work in school and everything else. And those sponsorships, even that, is, while amazing and God-honoring, still doesn't cause the growth. What causes the growth? And here's what I've learned, and I'm going to take back to my own ministry, is it's the visitation. On the sidewalk Sunday schools, when the kids come and they sit down on the tarp, before they're allowed to sit down, they fill out. There's a picture. It looks like sometimes they color it in. It's like a coloring book picture. But at the bottom there's a space for their name and address. And then the people who are responsible for each bus route take these papers that the kids have filled out and put in this bin by the truck. They take these and they visit these addresses throughout the week. And it's those visitations, even if it's something as simple as just leaving a flyer. Some of them, they invite them into their homes because this ministry has such a great reputation. And it's because of this right here, the visitation, the relationships that are formed between the interns, the staff, and the people living in the area. Through these visitations is the key. The people don't come to the sidewalks Sundays because they get a Tootsie Roll. They come because someone came and visited their house and talked to them for a few minutes and provided for a need or prayed over them. Just showed that they cared. That impacts the people so much that they want to come to church. They want to find out more about what's making this person care about them because there's something good there and they can sense that. That is why this ministry has the reputation it has, is because of the visitation. It is the most important part, and it's what I'm lacking from my own ministry back home. That's why my group doesn't grow, is because I don't take the time throughout the week to call and visit my members like I ought to. Sure, there's a few that come faithfully, but we hang out in church, we eat lunch together. That's why they're there. Not because of the structure and the worship, but because of the relationships. So that's what I've learned about this ministry. That's what makes it tick. That's what makes it grow. And if your own ministry is struggling, please build on those relationships. Because as you probably already know, it's the relationship with Christ that makes us grow. God bless you.